Hey there everybody, it's me Red Knight the Heyday Farmer and welcome back to Heyday. Now we are looking at my level 108 farm, but that's not the focus of this video. What I'm going to do is to head on down into the bottom right hand corner where you can see the number 4. This obviously means that I've got 4 people who have sent me some requests, and I'm going to start looking at some of the actual farms within that actual friends book. And then once I've reviewed them, remove those people from my actual friends book, giving someone else the opportunity to then re-add me for another review, whether in my live stream or in a video like this. So let's go and have a look. So we click on the button and I bring up the friends book. Well, straight away you can see my friend code, by the way. It's a QV80L9P. And you'll see that I've got a maximum capacity there of 150. Now I would like to add more friends through this book, but literally I don't have the ability to keep friends and review people at the same time. Now if I had the option to go and look at people's farms, review them, I would really like to be able to do that. But because of privacy, etc., I can't actually do that. You need to request a friendship with me for me then to be able to access your farm, which is not a problem. I'm going to be using the friends book mostly for my actual daddy farm. Now if you want to be on my friends bar permanently, your best option is Facebook, and you can find that down in the link below or in the description for this video. So same with my Twitter, my Instagram, and basically any other links that I've got there. So do make sure that you actually follow me and basically subscribe to my channel as well. Right, well I've got a few people down there still waiting to be added on, but let's go to the in-game friends that we've got here. Now these are all the ones that have actually added me, so I'm going to be looking at some of these. They're ranging from like level 63 all the way down to like a lower level. So let's go and have a look. Now we're going to do this one first of all. So we open this one up, we're going to have a shifty. Now like I said, I'm not going to be reviewing everything. I'm going to be looking at specific aspects and saying what I like or don't like. Right, now one thing I do notice about this one, you'll actually see there's a lot of trees and bushes being used within the design. Now it's actually rather interesting. I do like the fact that they've gone overboard in relation to the trees here, and it creates a very unusual pattern. However, they are a level 63 and they've got a lot of space around their farm, and it kind of feels in some way that this area is a little bit too cramped with bushes. Now I like the trees. I think the trees can be really beneficial, but when you're looking at this it feels that the actual bushes are a little bit too much. However, I still do like the design. I think bushes can be more useful when they are actually used as a bordering to unopened land or around animal pens, or even creating a nice little border around the outside. Now one thing I do like about this design is the fact that they've actually used some of the trees to create a wonderful star-like effect here. So if you look at this actual image here, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at the way they're using the cherry trees around the animal pens there, creating a nice little balanced design. Now that is actually rather cool, and I like that one a lot, very much so. Coming over here as well, you'll see again more beautiful symbols. You'll also see a toolbox, and I wonder, will I be able to open it? And yes, wow, okay, I just got myself a booster. Sweet, I like that one. Right, now we come around here again you'll see more trees and bushes. Okay, not really spread out or used in such an ideal way. Okay, the best part of the design for the trees and bushes I think is the star. Okay, I still feel that the berry bushes over here are a little bit on the burden here, so there's too much here. Same with the actual dead nectar bushes. Okay, everything is clumped together. You really need to start spreading them out, moving them around, filling in these gaps, using them as bordering. Stop clumping things together, or if you are going to clump together, make it so it's a little bit nicer on the design. So although this farm is really good, I still feel it's a little bit cramped. Okay, let's go and have a look at the next one. So we need to remove this one first of all. So we come back to the in-game friends, and you'll see there I'm removing this one. Right, now next one we got there is Waz. So W-A-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z, Waz. Interesting name. So I wonder, what do they have that's special here? Well, again, we're looking at specific parts of the design, and let's see what I like or don't like, or what I'm going to comment on here. Right, now, what I do like here is the use of the actual hedgerows. I like the way they've actually gone with the hedgerows around their machinery but still kept it open. I think the openness is very, very important if you are using hedgerows. If you completely enclose, then sometimes it can really affect the design in a bad way. However, this actual completely enclosed area here looks good because it's a wonderful separation of the actual farmland mixed in there with nectar bushes and some of the actual decoration and farmland that you're getting as well within the game. So I like this one. So although it's completely enclosed, it still looks good. Personally though, I'd rather see a nice little opening just here and here where the path pieces join. I think that could break it up very, very nicely on both sides. So it's more in line with the openness that you've got down here with the rest of the hedgerow, but it still does look good. For example, you'll see down here there's a nice little gap there, and I like the way they've jumped from one hedgerow to another hedgerow. So again, a nice little design addition there, and you'll see there another opening at the back there. So this is actually rather good, and that whole enclosed area has the two aspects for being able to get into this animal pen area to be able to feed your animals. Right, now one I do like though is this section here. Now we saw with the last design where the berry bushes are kind of like everywhere. Here they've actually created a nice little like ladder style design, and that's very, very unusual. I don't often see something like this. Now I still feel it needs a little bit more around the outside. Like the hedgerows are very nice, but sometimes they feel very, very cold, and I think they need to be blended in. So you're going to need to add some trees around this, I think, just to contrast with the actual low level aspect of the hedgerow as well, and it will look much better. Love what you've done with the berry bushes here though, creating that nice little open section behind the farmhouse there with the path around the outside and the berry bushes there. It doesn't feel cramped. You've got somewhere the kids can run around for the actual farm family itself, and I like that one. I really, really do. Okay, right, a nice little design there, some interesting aspects there, and let's move on to the next one. So we go back here, we go back to the in-game friends again, and we remove that one. Let's go and have a look at another one. So Tomoe, right, let's go visit. Now this one is a level 56, and I haven't really visited this farm that often these days, so let's see, what have we got? Right, now this farm has the helpers being used at the moment. You'll see here a lot of animals, etc. It's nicely opened up. There's a lot of space there. But it still feels that everything is just plonked down, and it doesn't really give me the impression that it's easy to move around this farm and find things. It's almost as though like the machine's just been put here, 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 and here. And there's not really much thought gone into the actual design itself. Now this is okay, because it does create a kind of like a wild or like open aspect to the farm design. So in some ways it feels a little bit different. Now, as I said about the berry bushes, I think the berry bushes are much, much nicer up against an unopened area walling. If you put the berry bushes down the side there to the actual bottom part of the animal pens up against the unopened area, it will overlap that wall, that brick very, very nicely, and it will look much better. This will then clear away some of this space you've got in the center. This will then allow you to move it around a little bit more. I think you need to actually start putting your berry bushes up against the side of the white fence. You'll see the way you've got them there, it looks good. This one that's facing off at a different angle needs to be turned as well. You've got a lot of dead nectar bushes there as well, so why not mix them? So mix in those berry bushes with the nectar bushes together. As an example there with the tree, it does kind of blend in very well. And the same here, if you move that up closer, it will give a very, very interesting design break as well. Now overall, not too bad. Okay, there's a lot more work that's needed, I think, for this one, but it's actually progressing pretty well. Right, let's go remove this one as well. So another one removed there. Now the next one we're going to look at is Tree Hill. It's a level 55. Right, so visit, and let's go and see. Right, well, we're going to have a quick shifty around and then give my view on this one. Ooh, looks like someone's been harvesting. Cool. Okay, a lot of open land there, and everything else is cramped in. Right, okay, now it looks like the actual person for this game has opened up a lot of their land. They've been doing a lot of regular harvesting, as you can see, so it's very practical for the tree usage over here on the right-hand side. However, I do feel that there's a lot of work that needs doing again with this design. For example, if you look at the actual machine area, everything is pushed together, and it's basically a farm that's designed to be used to do just activities. It's designed to allow you to do the boats, it's designed to allow you to do the trucks. There's not really much thought gone into a more aesthetically pleasing style design, and that actually displeases me in some ways. Okay, you can still have a very practical design, but I'm looking to see more of the machines spread out. I'm looking to see more pathways, the trees and bushes blended into the design, the actual animal pens again being protected from the wind by trees and bushes as well. So a lot more work is needed, and this whole farm needs a complete jig. Okay, I can see where you've actually been doing a lot of work, and it is very practical. You've got a lot of dead trees and bushes. Maybe they are there for revives. Again, I don't know. However, I think it could be adjusted slightly better, and a much better use of your open land here in the center as well. So a lot more work is required on this one. Right, and you got 5 smelters. Wow, that's a lot. I wonder, what are you selling? Let's go and have a look. Okay, you've been doing a lot of wheating, so super cool. Now I need some wheat, so I'm going to buy that one as well. So wheating is a wonderful task, by the way. It allows you to get a lot of expansion materials, which is really, really useful within the game. Right, let's go remove that one as well. So we've done that one, we clear that one from the actual list. This has given me more possibilities for adding people, so remember, do add me if you would like me to review you as well. Right, next one, we're going to go to Corey's farm, a level 54 here. Let's zoom on out and see what we've got here. Okay, right now a level 54 with a lot of land potential there as well. You'll see where they've actually put the machines with a mixture of path pieces, but again there's not really any greenery around it. So again it's more for practical, just literally being able to do the event style activities. I like the separation of the farmland, and I think that's actually a good way to go. A lot of people have been separating their farmland. It makes it much easier for choosing which crops you want to do without worrying about taking up all of the land. Breaking it down into small sections does make it easier to adjust for easy and fast growing crops to the crops that take a lot longer to grow. Even I've started doing this and I think it's really useful. However, there's a lot of empty land there, so please do actually start getting some more crops down. Now in relation to your bushes and your trees, now I kind of like what you've started doing here. You've added in a load of trees and bushes, which is good. You'll see what I mean about the bushes overhanging on the rocks there. So this is what I mean by putting them down there. However, these ones here are in the wrong direction, so they do need to follow around the wall. It's nice to see you're actually expanding your land, but you've got all of this area here that you've really underused, or you've overly decorated with wool. I would say also not wool fencing. Lose the actual fencing. Get rid of that fencing from this design. If you want to actually hide or blend in your machinery or your dairy there, use the trees and bushes you've got. A more natural approach gives you a much better usage of farmland, especially when you're level 50 or lower. Okay, when you get higher than level 50, you've got the ability to actually get a lot more land, and it's actually worthwhile opening. However, from level 50 and below, I would say focus more on trees and bushes as your main part of decoration, with path pieces as well, then adding in some fencing and hedging as you like. Remember that you are still progressing your farm, looking at gaining a lot of XP and coinage, so you don't really want to be having too much decoration, because the coinage is rather important. Once you've actually start moving these trees and bushes around, you're going to have more space here to open up your animal pen and to actually spread your machines around as well, which I think will be much better. Now, by the way, I do like this area. I like the way you've actually created a nice little enclosed area, but if you were to open up a little bit more, move it around, you could make this a little bit deeper and wider. This will make this whole boxed in area for your animals much better. It's good, but it feels a little cramped, so please open that one up a little bit more by moving your trees and bushes. Creating a nice little border along the front with your berry bushes is wonderful. Look at the way you've got the walling there. Now imagine coming off down the side here with berry bushes. It would actually go very nicely, so take that as an option to be thinking about. Right, let's go and remove Corey's as well there. So thank you very much, and that one is gone as well. Right, last one for this video, Paradise Farm. I like Paradise. I think Paradise is a wonderful place to be, so let's go and see, is this one going to be a good location? Right, as we zoom around quickly, taking in everything we've got there, now I can see straight away that it's not overly burdened. You've got a good amount of land, and there are some pleasing aspects and some possibilities for development as well. Now, I do like what you've done with the gazebo there. I love the rose bushes. I like the use of the single path piece there with the actual water ditches, creating a nice little area. I think you've got a little bit too much on the decoration though, so like the musical instruments there probably could be removed out of the way for the moment. The gnomes are a good addition with the actual flowers. I like that choice there. Your hedgerow, your pet area, your fencing there blends in very well. I might add some actual trees into that as well, just to break up the design slightly. And it looks like the actual pets are now coming back after running around and waking up, so yeah, but I think they're going back to sleep now. Your little water dishes you put there as well, actually kind of cool, and I like that one. So a nice little drinking hole or bath hole for the animals to relax. Now your berry bushes with the lamps, good choice. I like the fact that you've actually gone with fencing on the inside as well. What I would recommend though is to take the berry bushes down the actual front as well, and then bring them around the back towards the actual fishing boat there. If you do that behind the fencing, I think you're going to end up with a wonderful design like you've got here. And if you incorporate those berry bushes in front of the fencing, it does look good, and it removes them from other locations and gives you a much better space as well. So you'll see here you're starting to make a berry bush border around the front here. Keep going with that. Farmland, nice interesting choice. I like that one. I like your little tree section there as well, where you've actually enclosed it with the wall. That's actually a novel idea. For your actual animal pens, again, you're nicely separated down here, but again, very, very open, and it feels very, very unloved. You've done some nice little aspects to your design in different places, so I like what you've got over here. This looks gorgeous, and I think the nice balance of decoration there as well. I like your fencing, and I like your berry bushes there, same with the tree, but I think this one here needs a little bit more work to this area as well. Again, I recommend adding in some more trees to this area. Okay, you've got some trees. There's a group of apple trees down there. You've got some of the actual cocoa and cherry trees as well, but that's basically it. So please get some mooring like you've done over the back here. This is really good. That contrast of the apple trees with the rose flowers there really does go well together. If you add a few more into the front, mix them in as well with those path pieces you've got there as well, especially coming down from the dock there, it will be a lot better. Okay, right, let's go remove that one as well. And that's it for today. Now I've just reviewed a few farms there, and I'm going to accept these ones I've got here, so double tapping to accept all of those, which will take me back up to 145. So there's space for 5 more people at the moment. In my next live stream or video, I will be reviewing and removing again, but if you would like to actually get yourselves in one of my videos, let me know, because I'm always interested in seeing new designs, giving my views and opinions. You may not like them, it's okay. But if you do and you agree with me, then do try out some of the ideas I'm suggesting. I've seen a lot of beautiful farms out there, and a lot of crazy ones, and a lot that really need a lot of work. And hopefully we can actually start to give you some ideas on how to develop. For example, like I think mixing trees into the actual machine area, using trees as bordering, very, very nice. This is an example of using the actual berry bushes down the outside here. Okay, I've used the path pieces on the inside. Good mix of the water with the walling. Again, some wonderful choices there if you wanted to go with that. Or even with the rose bushes. Look at the rose bushes up against the animal pens with path pieces between them. You've got all of these possible idea suggestions. So why not copy? Why not try them out? Why not be a little bit more creative with your farms? You can still have a very practical design, but it can still be more artistic. You don't even have to open up all of your area. You can still keep it there as well. Separating your farmland, again, the choice is yours with how you want to decorate. But I'm looking to see some new farm designs, so let me know, everybody. Okay, right, that's me, Red Knight. I'm going to sign off here. Remember to actually send me some mail in the post. I got 3 new packages today, which I'm going to be opening in another video, or maybe on Tuesday when I go live as well. We'll have to wait and see. I will be back on Tuesday for my live stream, both for my baby farm and for my Big Daddy farm. You never know, we may even be looking at some cool restaurants as well as participating in some of the activities that are going on. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please do leave comments below the video as usual, because I would like to see your thoughts and feelings, and maybe some of your own tips for other farmers as well. And remember, hit the subscribe button and that thumbs up button if you would like to. Okay, that's me saying goodbye. See you all next time, and have a happy heyday now. Goodbye, everybody.